Francine. Well, I'm joined in Birmingham by Mark Staniland, UK Director of Hayes. Mark, thank you so much for joining me. We've just been speaking to Tony Danker, the CBI Director General. He says that fixing the labour market in the UK isn't all going to happen overnight just through closer ties to the EU. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. I think we need a long-term growth plan. There's a major skill shortage here in the UK at the moment. Businesses want to know how we're going to solve that skill shortage so that we can grow our businesses in the future. 93% of employers that we recently surveyed said that they want that skill shortage really dealt with, because a lot of them want to recruit more staff in the next year. Despite the current economic outlook, they're really keen to see that problem solved.
Well, if not Brexit, what's causing that skills crisis?
Well, I think it's been an accumulation of things. I don't think it's just Brexit. I think there are big geopolitical things that have happened that we all know about that have caused where we are at the moment. But what we need now is certainty. We've had a lot of uncertainty over the last few months. What business needs is certainty over the next year, the next 2 years, the next 3 years, so that we have a good platform to build on to look to the future.
And did you not get enough certainty from the autumn statement from the Chancellor?
I personally felt that was a good start. After the sort of slight chaos that we had over the last 6 months, so it's a good start that we can build on. That's what employers want. We want to see a government that gives us that certainty so that we can plan and invest for the future, because investment is something that has fallen off over the last year.
And when you've got employers desperate for skilled workers, some of them are having to pay more. Are you worried about a wage price spiral in the UK?
I think in the last year, 83% of employers, again from a survey we've done, have increased their salaries, which is almost double what they did last year. So I think all employers have felt the need to increase their salaries. Number one, in order to be competitive, but also to help people with the cost of living crisis. The average wage increase that we've seen across about 10,000 salaries we surveyed was 5.4%. That is behind inflation. But it does show that employers are trying to increase their salaries as much as they can.
And though perhaps not maybe with Europe, is there more to be done on visas to improve conditions in the labour market?
I think what we do with visas is an ongoing debate. I think all employers want to access talent, so we'll want to look to what talent we can get from overseas. But that is always a short-term solution. We need to take responsibility. Business will invest when they feel confident in the future, and I think if we feel that confidence and we can see that, that will come through, and then we will see growth come.
Is the tax landscape now, after the fiscal statement, too restrictive to encourage investment?
I think it's too early to say on that. I think that the government has decided to do what it's decided to do on tax. I think business wants to grow and therefore will take into account the challenges that those tax changes have for them. I don't think it will stop business investing if they feel certainty in the long term.
Mark Staniland, UK Director of Hayes, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you,
we'll have to see whether Rishi Sunak pays heed to that advice in his speech later today. Back to you, Tom and Francine.
Lizzie Burden in Brum for us. Thank you very much indeed at the CBI conference, of course. Now, coming up, COP done, World Cup begins. We will report from the Middle East next. That's as Egypt wraps up the 27th Climate Conference, and Qatar kicks off the 2022 World Cup. England playing later today. This is Bloomberg.
Our product, it's in the home. So once you buy it, you have it lined in your bin at home. There is zero opportunity for you to forget your Tom bag reusable bin liner when it's already lined in your bin.
We thought about the smell problem. That's why our inner lining of our product is made in a special way. It has antibacterial properties and it helps to reduce